Hello there, YouTube sphere! My name is Discourse, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, or old YouTube channel, or just a pre-existing YouTube channel that I then have repurposed into what it is now going to be, which is an archive of all Twitch streams. You're very welcome. Today, we'll be playing some Arkham Horror, the living card game. And it's a really fun card game, and basically, we're going to be going through it on Twitch, so you're not live anymore. You've missed out. I mean, not you guys, chat. But you have missed out, YouTuber, I'm afraid to say. So check out twitch.tv/discoursegames if you want to see these games played live, and hit me up with a follow. You'll get a notification when I go live. But for right now, sit back, relax, and enjoy pure, unedited discourse goodness, simply for my own edifice, really. Thank you very much for the follow there, Cameraman502. The very first follow of the new Discourse Live YouTube channel. Welcome, welcome. So yes, indeed, I will be uploading these now to YouTube, and that means that even whenever the VODs get taken down by Twitch, the big old meanies, you'll still be able to catch all of the good Twitch content here on this channel once I bother to set it up. Thank you very much, Asmodeus, for the big hypes. So yes, today we're going to be playing Arkham Horror, the card game. It's a little bit awkward. We're going to be rolling into the second mission, but that's fine. So we're playing the campaign, the Dunwich Legacy. The Arkham Horror card game is a sort of player versus environment, solo slash 1 to 4 player kind of game, where we basically will be taking a character. I am playing Lily Chen, building for them a deck of cards, which I have done already off camera, which will allow us to either fight monsters or gather clues in which to defeat the Lovecraftian mythos. Now, because we're playing solo, we can't rely on some people to get clues and some people to fight monsters. We're playing by ourselves, so we've got to both be able to get clues and fight monsters. Oh boy. So, I've built my deck. Okay, I think it's an okay deck for doing that. So, you've come to us sort of a mission in, but that's fine. I'm going to explain everything. This is a very narrative-driven game. And for all intents and purposes, basically, we're the chosen one. We're Lily Chen, okay? But obviously, the campaign doesn't really... It's designed for lots and lots of different investigators, for anybody. And apparently, we are the buddy of a man called Dr. Armitage. He is a university professor. And he is worried about his colleague, Professor Warren Rice. Basically, he thinks that he might be in trouble. That's all we really know right now. We know that Dr. Armitage wants to get him, but that he has gone missing. Now, one of Dr. Armitage's mates, I can't remember what his name was, thinks that he knows where Dr. Warren Rice is, and he was down at a speakeasy. So we went to go see him at the speakeasy. Unfortunately, things went quite awry. We ran into the O'Banion gang, very racist Irish mob. I mean, like, you know, come on, the Irish aren't always mobsters, but, you know, sometimes we are. So the O'Banion mob, unfortunately, we ran afoul of them. They tried to beat us up. Luckily, though, when we were starting to get muscled in on, we were on their casino floor. They had like a little speakeasy. When we started to get muscled in on by those guys, like big Cthulhu monsters attacked. And so it gobbled up the O'Banion thugs, but also kind of took down the entire speakeasy thing. We died. We actually failed that mission, unfortunately. We got right to the end. We found the guy we were looking to find. We got right to the end, and the entire thing collapsed down on us, so it was pretty awful. That means that actually what has happened is we have gained a trauma, which is bad. It means that our maximum health has actually been permanently reduced. This is a campaign game. You go from mission to mission to mission. You gain traumas where your health is permanently reduced, and you gain XP, which allows you to upgrade and buy new cards with your XP. Hey there, Thranul. Thank you. I am well. Thank you very much. So, let us tuck in, and I'm going to explain everything about the game as we play through. So don't worry about it. I will be your guide. Okay. So we're playing in the scenario extracurricular activity. Let me just get a little sip of tea. Dr. Armitage is worried his colleague, Professor Warren Rice, might be in trouble, so he has asked you for help in finding his friend. He seems unreasonably nervous about his colleague's disappearance, considering Professor Rice has only been missing for a matter of hours. Okay, that's all we know. So, here is the map. This is the board. Well, actually, let's see. We have to put these buildings. Okay, so I think there's just some choices that we get. So there's 2 different administration offices. We shuffle them up because we can randomize. You'll see in a minute. Shuffle these guys up. 2 different security offices. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong scenario. Put that away. Ah, here we go. This is the scenario. Okay. So, this is it. This is the University of Miskatonic. And we are here to try and find Professor Rice. And this is us. Here we are. Boo, boo, boo. And this denotes where we are. This is a map. You see all the little arrows? We can move from one location to another location. Here's the quad. It's connected to the Students' Union. We can go there. There's the administration building. There's the science building. There's the Orn Library. Very nice. And there's the humanities building. All nice and easy. So, this is the encounter deck. We'll explain that soon. So here's the meat of the game, okay? This is the agenda. This is the bad thing. We don't want this to tick down. You see there's a number here? The number 7. That means we've got 7 turns. So at the beginning of each turn, this counter will tick up 1, 2. This is called Doom. 3. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's really bad. It's really bad. So when it hits 7, we go through this deck. We flip the card and we go to the next one. Okay? So we don't want this to happen. But it's inevitable. Like, it will happen. We can't stop it forever. And the agenda is Quiet Halls. You have arrived at the Miskatonic University campus in search of Professor Warren Rice. Classes are over, and a mysterious silence hangs in the air over the quad. Ooh, very spooky. This, however, is the Act deck. This is what we need to do. This is our goal. So, after hours, Professor Rice was last seen several hours ago by one of Armitage's students in the Humanities building. Okay, excellent. And if you see down here at the bottom, there's a little 3 with a little head. That's the investigator symbol. That means basically we need 3 of these for every investigator, and because there's only one of us, one investigator, that's me, we only need 3 of them, okay? And they are clues is what we need. We need clues, and I'll show you how we get clues soon. So our goal is basically to get 3 clues before this happens, you know? Okay, cool. No, don't put me back to the prologue. Okay, let's see. Nothing changes if you completed. So if you've completed, okay, no problem. And here is our deck. So here we go. This is where we start. And we have Miskatonic Quad. A too early winter has stripped the trees bare. Their dead branches whistle as a sharp cold wind cuts across the empty quad. Good evening there, Drimp. Hello there. Whenever you go on a location, whenever you move to a location, you flip the card and see what's on the other side. In this case, it's I can take an action, resign. We can't find Rice anywhere. You leave the campus, hoping Armitage will forgive you. So, I mean, it's good to know that we can leave the mission at any time, basically. If we get back to there, we take an action. That's what those little arrows mean, by the way. It means, if you see beside the word resign there, on the text of the card, it means take an action. Every turn, we get 3 actions. And they can be draw a card, or gain a resource. You use resources to basically play cards. Or it can be to equip an item, i.e. a card, right? So things like that. But I'll go through the actions as we do them. And the flavor text here is surrounded by fences and gates of wrought iron. You can't help but feel as much a prisoner here as a guest. Ooh, and anyone who has been to university will know that indeed that is kind of a familiar feeling for sure. Pixie says, I best hurry up and do the dishes and water the plants. Gotta take care of that. Gotta take care of that for sure. Okay, let's see. So, I just want to show everybody, for those who don't know, we got some XP after the last mission, and this is the card I picked up. I picked up Enchant Weapon. This will allow me to basically magic one of my weapons whenever I get it. So, first thing you do in a game, well, firstly, we do that. We're going to take up to our maximum health, so we'll tick these down. So, this is our health. And this is our horror. Basically, when we take, like, horror, you can take brain damage or you can take heart damage, basically. Physical attacks hit your heart, and that's your health. And then, like, supernatural attacks and horrifying attacks hit your brain. You start off every mission with 5 resources, and you draw 5 cards, and we can mulligan. We can put cards back and draw again as much as we want. So, let's see. Sixth Sense is a spell. So, Lily Chen is kind of a spellcaster, but she can also do a lot of martial arts. So she starts off as kind of a weaker spellcaster, but then later on upgrades her cards into better martial arts stuff. Brain damage. Damage. Lita says, well, good evening all. I shall likely be intermittent this evening as I'm watching the post and rather too refreshed with the bacchanalian libations of Mr. Jack Daniels. So Lita's getting pretty blocked. Fair enough. So Sixth Sense costs 3. We know that. It costs 3 resources to play. We have 5 resources. We have, and you see Sixth Sense, we know that because up at the top left-hand corner of the card, it shows you how much it costs to play. And what it will allow us to do is take an action. So you can see a little arrow there on the text of the card, which says investigate. So this card will allow us to investigate. And importantly, it will allow us to investigate using our head stat. So investigate using your head instead of book. And then a bunch of other stuff that happens. Okay, because it's like a magic spell. So this leads us into the stats that we have as a character. So Lily Chen has, you can see up at the sort of top right hand quadrant, there's like 4 different icons with numbers beside them. There's 3 head, there's 2 book, there's 4 fist, and 3 foot. The head is with the 3 beside it is like our willpower. We use that to resist horror attacks, and also we use that to cast spells with. The book is our research ability. We will use that to investigate areas for clues. Although we obviously have the Sixth Sense spell, which will allow us to investigate using our head. Next to that is the fist. We've got 4 fists. That's a pretty nice stat. That's our fight ability. That's our ability to fight things and beat them up. We have to fight monsters using this stat. And then finally, we have the foot. That will allow us to run away from monsters. We can do what's called an evade action using our foot stat to try and get away from it. Okay. Now, importantly, Lily Chen, as a character, she has a special thing. She brings disciplines. There's basically like 4 or 5 of those that I could choose at the beginning. We chose it in the last game. It's permanent. We chose alignment of spirit. This will give us a bonus to our head. We now have permanently +1 head. We can also use it to heal ourselves. So that's pretty good. So fighter, not a librarian. We are not a librarian. We are Lily Chen, the chosen one. And we're here to defeat Cthulhu. Or whatever, like, Cthulhu-esque monster it is that's causing a ruckus, as they are wont to do. Okay. So Sixth Sense is pretty good. I quite like Read the Signs as well. It's a really nice spell for investigating. It's like a one-time spell. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, it says event underneath the cost of the card. It says event. That gives you an idea of what type of card it is. This is an asset. So this actually gets played and it sticks around. This is an event. So it just gets played and the thing happens and then it gets discarded. Voice of Ra is nice for money, but honestly, I think we're okay for money. And then finally, Spectral Razor is really good as a combat spell, but I don't think we need it. I don't think we need Read the Signs either. What we really want is what is known as a Dragon Pole. It's like our weapon that we have in this deck. So we're going to draw 3 cards. We got 2 Shrivelings and an Azure Flame. Okay. I guess I'll take it. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Shriveling is a magical spell that will allow us to fight monsters. We have 2 of those. And then we also have Azure Flame, which is also a spell that will help us fight monsters. We have gotten a lot of our fighty stuff. Let's hope some university students are going to ask for it. Because we'll be able to show them. Alright, okay, so let's get into it. This is it. And for those who are curious, here is the round sequence. So it goes Mythos phase, we're going to skip that, that's the bad phase. Then the Investigator phase. Each Investigator takes a turn, performing 3 actions. So we're going to go take our 3 actions. Okay, so let's do it. So, apparently, Professor Rice is at the Humanities building. Now, one thing to bear in mind is we need to get 3 clues, and I don't see any clues here. So it'll be easier, I think, to explain what clues are when we find some. So let's move. So our first action, actually no, our first action will be to play a card, I think. We're going to play Uncage the Soul. This is an event card. It costs us 0, and it says play a spell or ritual card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 3. And the flavor text is, the power seized her, made her shudder and spasm. Its energy united with hers, and then she opened her eyes. Basically, this will allow us to cast a spell for free. And we're going to use that to get Sixth Sense out for free. So it doesn't cost us any resources. Do we want to get Shriveling out? Or do we want to just go for it? Oh, jeez. I think what we'll do next is we'll go... Whoops. Oh, my God. Where did she go? I sent her flying. I accidentally flew out of there. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to take our second action. We're going to go to the Humanities Building, see what's going on. Professor Rice was last seen in the Humanities Building teaching one of his Latin classes. The murky windows of the weather-worn structure emit no light, and the night is silent around you. Okay, so when you go to an area, you flip over the card. Okay. Whoops. Hey. Why did the... So... We look here, okay? So it says, you cannot investigate administration office while you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand. Okay, that's kind of annoying. This office is meticulously organized from the books in alphabetical order on the shelves to the stacks of forms organized by category on each desk. A coat is draped over one of the nearby chairs. Perhaps somebody other than the security guard is still here at this late hour. Okay, maybe Professor Rice is still here. So, there's 2 things to look at on this card. There's a little symbol up in the top left and a little symbol down at the bottom. Just ignore those. They basically tell you which areas are linked to where, but we've got little arrows. Luckily, because we're in Tabletop Simulator. But secondly, if you see, so just underneath the portrait, underneath the picture of this location, there are 2 numbers. There's a 2 on the left-hand side that is a white number in a black background. And then there is, on the right-hand side, there is a 2 with a little investigator icon beside it. So... The 2 on the left, in the black background, is known as the shroud value of the card. And then the 2 on the right is the number of clues on the card. So you can see there's 2 per investigator here. That's a little head means per investigator. So that means we're going to put 2 clues down on the card. These clues are like hidden in this card, like in this location. It's inside. These clues can be found in the administration office. We just have to look for them. And to look for them, we take an investigate action. Now, normally, an investigate action would use your book stat. So what we would be doing is we'd be testing our book 2 versus the shroud, which is 2. See here, El Miskatonic Quad, the shroud is 3 and the clues are 0. But we've got a spell. We've got a spell that allows us to use our head. And our head is 3 and we get a +1 for this. So it's 4. So we beat the shroud value. Because we've got a better stat, we should be able to get the clue. However, there is a wrinkle. There is a wrinkle. We don't get to just go, haha, my stat is bigger. There is a randomization element, and it is called the Chaos Bag. It's usually a bag in real life. Basically, there's a bunch of tokens in here with numbers on them. Most of them bad. Most of them are like -2 or -1. We have to draw that token and add it to our stat. To see, and then if we are still above the shroud value, we'll get the clue, and if we are below it, we will not. We will have failed. So, let's do it. Let's investigate. So we're not going to equip our Shriveling with our last action. We're just going to investigate here using our 6th sense. -4. So, our head stat is 4. We -4. That puts us to 0. 0 does not beat 2. We do not succeed. And that is how the cookie crumbles. That's basically how it's gonna go down. Okay. So that's our action over. That's our first turnover. Okay. So we've looked down in the administrative office trying to find Dr. Warren Rice or any sort of clue as to where he is. And oh yeah, you're right. You're right, Deco. I couldn't have actually investigated. You're very right. You're very right. I couldn't have investigated because I need to have 4 or fewer cards in my hand. So what I will do then instead, I guess it was nice to do an investigate just to show how it goes down. What we're gonna do instead is then we're gonna. Do I want to play a card? Yeah, we're gonna play a card. We're gonna spend 3 resources and we're gonna put a Shriveling out just in case a monster shows up, because you never know. So we've got a Shriveling. It allows us to fight using our head instead of our fist, and it deals +1 extra damage. So you always deal 1 damage. The spell will allow us to deal, therefore, 2 damage overall, because it deals +1 damage to our normal stat. And there's 4 little charges on it, which means each time we attack with it, regardless if it hits or not, we spend a charge. So we only get to use that 4 times. Okay, so that is the investigator action over. Then we go to the enemy phase. There are no enemies on the board, so we can just kind of ignore that. Basically, enemies would move, and then they would attack in this phase. And then we go to upkeep phase, which is we reset all of our cards. We ready all our exhausted cards, i.e. cards that we've used that were exhausted. And then we each gain a card and a resource. Everybody gains a card and a resource. So we just click this upkeep. There we go. Oh god, another Azure Flame. I don't need more Azure Flames. I've got all my attack spells. Oh, jeez. Dr. HP says, this looks interesting. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're very early into this, but it is a ton of fun. And then each investigator checks their hand side, because you can only have 8 update cards. Okay, there we go. And now what happens? We go now to the beginning of the round again. We skipped it for the first round, because the game tells us to do so. But you see here, we're in the number 1, the Mythos phase. And here's what we do. Firstly, we place a Doom on the counter. Remember, once it hits 7, this will tick over and things will go bad. So Doom goes up 1. And then we draw an encounter card. This is the encounter deck. This deck is the bad deck. We don't like the cards in here. They're going to screw us. Luckily, Arkham Horror, the tabletop simulator mod, has got it all automated. So we just click here for our encounter and we see what is going to come for us. Okay. An offer of power. So, Revelation, you must choose. Draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom on the current agenda. Or take 2 Horror. A voice inside your head offers you power for a price. Oh, man. So, this is dangerous because we kind of need more cards, right? We can't investigate this area without another card in our hand, but putting 2 Doom on the agenda will get us ticked over. Thank you very much for the follow, Coyote. That will get us closer to Doom. So I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not taking this power. We are Lily Chen. Lily Chen would not take such a promise. She is made of sturdier stuff. She is resolute and willful in her desire to defeat Cthulhu. We will not truck with such monsters. So let's not take that. We will take 2 Horror instead, which isn't great. So now we're already down to 5. So our maximum health is 7. We are now down to 5. Good start. Okay. Now it is our turn. Okay. You haven't played... So Dr. HP says, I haven't played a game like this since the original Arkham Horror back in the day. This seems more streamlined. This is the card game. It's more streamlined in the sense like that the board is just more malleable because you're using cards to denote locations. Okay. I've played Arkham Horror, the board game. I've played Eldritch Horror, the board game as well. I gotta fix my green screen here. But I will be honest. I think that the card game is probably the best game that they have done, honestly. In all honesty, I think it's the best game. One moment, let me fix this. Okay, let's... Aha! There we go, fixed. Oh, don't break. Everything, don't break. Okay, that's how you know it's live, right? This wasn't edited out. This awkward moment while I try to fix my green screen and run all over my wires. Anybody else do that? Because I do it all the time. Thank you very much for the subscription, Coyote. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Can we get some hype in the chat, guys? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so Coyote says original board game is hard to get to the table. It can be, yeah, it can be. You've got to have like a dedicated friend, I guess, who's like really into it, you know? Who's like really into it. Okay, so our first activation. What are we gonna do? We are going to draw a card. It's like the least exciting thing ever. I think we draw a card because we need to get 4 cards to investigate here. We got Spectral Razor, which is another fight spell. I mean, I guess, like, the moment the monster shows up, we're gonna be like, come and get it, boy. Come and get it. This is another spell. This one's an event. It's not like a spell that we will place down and have charges for. This is like a one and done. And basically, it will add our, like, mind value to our attack. And we get extra damage and things like that. So that's pretty good. Okay. So, here we go. Let's do another investigate for our second action. So we're going to use our sixth sense, which allows us to run off our head stat. So we're looking for a -2 or better. We don't want more than a -2. Yeah! Okay, cool. All right. Boom. We get one clue. Because it's 3 head plus 1. That's 4. Oh, plus 1 on this from this card. That's 4. And then this is a 2. So 4 plus 0 equals 4, which means we still get the clue. And then our next action, I think we'll just do the same thing again. You need 5 to investigate. Oh my god, you're right. Numbers. Okay, well, we'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to draw a card. We're going to keep that last... For real. For real. We're going to keep that last investigate. We're just going to draw a card, so we would have been up in 5. But we wouldn't have been, because the card we drew was a weakness. So we've drawn this card. Chronophobia. We drew this randomly at the beginning. Every single deck has like a basic weakness. This is our basic weakness. This is like a randomized weakness. We have chronophobia. Unfortunately, Lily Chen is afraid of time. I think it's because she knows the Judgment Day is coming. That, like, the end of the world is approaching, and she is the one who has to face it. So I think she's afraid of time, is how I'm flavoring this. So she's terrified of time, and what it does is, at the end of your turn, you take 1 direct horror. So this goes immediately out of our hand and into what's known as our threat area. This is where, like, monsters and stuff go, and we fight them. Oh, okay. So, in order for us to get rid of chronophobia, we're going to need to take 2 actions. Unfortunately, we have no actions left, because I mean, technically we do, actually, because we drew... Our first action was to draw a card, then our second action was to investigate. That was illegal, though, so we put a clue back. Our second action then was to draw a card. Excuse me. Which got us chronophobia. God, this is so awkward. We're, like, getting screwed over so hard. And then, I guess, our third action will be... Our final action will be to, like, draw another card. Okay, let's do it. Okay, here we go. A Promise of Power. This is a really good skill card. I'll explain a skill card when it comes up. So what's awkward about this card is we need to spend 2 actions to get rid of it. So it's, you see down at the bottom there, it says action, discard chronophobia. It means we need to take 2 actions. But every single turn we don't get rid of this card, we take 1 direct horror. And we just didn't have enough activations to get rid of it. We didn't have 2 actions left, which means our turn is over. We take another horror. We're, like, down to half our horror already. It's like the second round. And we've, like, already been driven mad. Oh my god. Right. So there's no enemies on the board, which means nothing happens on the enemy phase. Then we do an upkeep. Okay, that's good. It's another fight, though, which is kind of wild. Alright. God, this card is so annoying. Alright. Doom goes up again. We're back to the Mythos phase. And we draw another encounter. Let's see what this is. Attached to your location, this is the Arcane Barrier. As an additional cost to move into or out of the attached location, test Willpower 4. If successful, discard Arcane Barrier. Otherwise, you must either cancel the effects of the move or discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Right. So for some reason, some bozo has enchanted the Humanities building. And what that means is we cannot leave unless we wanna... We have to test our willpower to get through the magical door. God damn it. God damn it. Who the hell's doing this stuff? Why? Why would you enchant the door to the... No, we're not in the Humanities building. Where the hell are we? Oh, we are. Yes, we are. We're just in the administration office of the Humanities building. God. This is very annoying. Okay, but at least it doesn't, like... do horror damage because we're like already at 4 out of 7 and we start with 6 because we failed at our previous mission. Okay, right, so first action and second action, we're gonna get rid of chronophobia. We're gonna pull ourselves together, be like, no, Lily, damn it, we can't give in to fear, and we're gonna discard chronophobia using 2 actions. Our next action, we're gonna investigate the administration office. Let's go. -1. So, again, this is the last time I'll go over it. Our stat is 3. Our discipline gives us +1 willpower. That's us at 4. We -1. That puts us... We're 3 then. And we're trying to beat the shroud value of 2, which is on the left there. You see there in the black number on the left, that is 2. That's the number we're trying to beat. And because we beat it, we get to have a clue. Okay, nice. Then there's no enemies around. We do upkeep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're almost actually at our maximum hand now. So thanks a lot, game. And then, as the round says, we go back to the bottom then, back to the mythos phase. Lily fears no clocks. Yes, indeed, decoy. Doctor says, man, as an academic, being stuck in the humanities building because of chronophobia sounds way too real. Time is running out. Okay, so, Doom goes up 1 more. Boy, it feels like this thing's ticking up very fast, doesn't it? I'm understanding Lily's fear of clocks. Okay, right. So, what's this? We've come across a locked door. So, there are enchanted doors and now they're bloody locking doors. Like, somebody wants to keep us out of here. What's going on? So, revelation. Attached to the location with the most clues and without a locked door attached. The attached location cannot be investigated. Damn. Okay, we can take an action, though. Test, fist, or to break down the door, or agility to pick the locks. If you succeed, discard locked door. Right, I think it might be time to break our way in. So, we're gonna try and break our way in. We're gonna beat 4. That's a lot. That's a big number. Though we've got a 4 fist. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna... Jeez, -1 or better. That's pretty tough. We're in a bit of a rush now, honestly. We are in a bit of a rush now, aren't we? Because, like, we've just been stuck. Why so many doors, Asmodeus? I don't know. I don't know, these bloody universities. Okay, so, the way I'm seeing it, okay? We're, like, behind. Like, we've literally spent, like, the last 2 turns just standing around being afraid of clocks and not having enough cards and failing to do, like, the basic, simple tasks. So, what I'm thinking is, right? That's what I'm thinking, Decoy. Is it worth taking a promise of power to open a door? That's what I'm thinking. So, how this works, guys, is on these cards, what you will notice... So on the left-hand side, there's a little fist icon. If you see that there, a vicious blow. The Storm of Spirits has a little head icon and a fist icon. Promise of Power has 4 question mark icons. What these denote is you can burn these cards in skill checks for the symbols on the left. So for example, because this is a fist check, I'm like testing my fist, I could burn Vicious Blow to give me a +1 fist. So my fist would actually be at 4 plus the Vicious Blow, 5. That would be my check for it. So, pretty good, right? But I really want to get through this, to be honest. I really want to get through this. And there's this card. It's called a Promise of Power. This is a skill card. Skill cards exist only to get burned in this way. They're basically like one and done. So you just throw them out during a skill check, and they give you the bonus. It's 4 question marks. That means it can be committed to any test. It can be a head. It can be a agility. It can be a fist. It can be an investigate. It can be any type of test. This is going to be a fist test. So this, if we threw this in, it would give us 4. That's a lot. Like, we would double our stuff. We'd be at 8 fist, try to be 4. Like, we're very likely going to beat this test. But look at the text on it, okay? It's a cursed card. So what it says is, after you commit Promise of Power to a skill task, add 1 token to the Chaos bag if you cannot take 2 horror instead. And what that little icon is, that token is a curse token. And cursed tokens are bad. When you draw a cursed token from the bag, it gives you a -2 to whatever check you're taking, and then you have to draw another token. And basically it goes into the bag, and you can draw it at any time afterwards. And once it gets drawn once, it gets discarded. But like, we're throwing one of those bad boys into the bag if we play this, and I think it might be worth it for the tempo right now. I think it might be worthwhile doing it. So we're gonna play Promise of Power. That makes us an 8 fist. We got 4 for our basic stat and 4 from Promise of Power. Let's dip our hands into the Chaos bag and see what we get. Click here for Chaos. -1. We would have beaten it without, but okay, cool. Okay, no, we wouldn't have actually, because we're at 4. So, we win. We win the test. Okay. And we add a curse token to the bag, which is what this does. This is like a little curse token here. I've added one to the bag. And this gets burned. But what that means is we've gotten rid of the door. Just discard it. Huzzah! Now we can investigate again. So, our second action. We're just going to investigate. We got, with using our sixth sense, which gives us head. We've got 4. It's got 2. Oh, it's the fuck. It's the curse token. God damn it. So, this token is a -2 on top of +1. Hey! Now it's looking good. So, let me think. So, that was 4 -2. That puts us to 2. And then +1. That puts us to 3. That beats a 2. And then we remove the curse token from the bag. Awesome. Okay, and we get the final clue here from the administration building. How many do we need? We need 3 clues. Okay, so we are here. That's all the clues there are here. We're gonna have to go somewhere else. Perhaps the Orn Library? Could be good to go there. 3 floors of weathered grey granite. The libraries look more like a reliquary than a place of learning. Stone gargoyles snarl down from above arched windows, and Latin script winds around the double doors at the top of a wide set of stone steps. Lucky Discourse, says Asmodeus. As always, there is so different characters in this game have like different classes. Lily starts off as a sorcerer. That's purple. It's a mystic. But then she goes into the blue cards, like Vicious Blow, which are like very combat-y. But there is a class called the Rogue, and basically it's a green, and it's all about luck. It's all about manipulating, being lucky, taking lots of actions. I really like it. It's probably my favorite class. Okay, so we're going to go to the Orn Library, but remember, there's this hex here that is attached to our location. And to move out of this area, we have to test our willpower against a 4. If successful, we discard it. Otherwise, we must either cancel our move or discard the top 5 cards of our deck. Let's test it. I'm not too... We're at 4. It's at 4. We have a lot of fight. We have a lot of fight in our hand. Oh, jeez. Let's test Spectral Razor. Let's burn Spectral Razor. No. Let's burn Storm of Spirits. Jeez, I don't know. Storm of Spirits is like a big AoE. And then Spectral Razor is like a really good attack. Let's burn Storm of Spirits because we haven't seen like a load of enemies just yet. It's kind of a little bit more situational. So we're going to burn that for a +1. So we're at 4, 5 against 4. Come on. Oh, what's that? This is a cultist. Okay, let's go to our... See, there are other things in here. There are other icons, and they do this. So we're playing on standard. So we're not playing on hard. There's no way. Decoy says, that curse was weak. More like a neighbor's muttering that you haven't been mowing the lawn enough than a proper curse. We got very lucky, dude. We got very lucky. Okay, so a cultist is -1 or -3 if there are 10 or more cards in your discard pile. We have... Nope, there's not. There's not 10 cards. There's 4. There's 4, so we're actually okay. That's a -1. We actually succeed. So we discard it. Yeah, if successful, discard. Huzzah! So we get to go to the Orn Library with our final action. And what shall we do? Visit it. You must spend 1 additional action to investigate the Orn Library. God damn it. The Orn Library is a labyrinth of dusty bookshelves and poorly lit halls. This place is very irksome. Very irksome. So we're going to look around the library, see if we can find any clues. And that's us done. There's no enemies around, so we just do upkeep, which is draw a card and gain a resource. There it is. There it is. Okay. There's our bad boy. That's our dragon pole. That's a really good weapon. That'll give us 1 attack for every spell we have equipped. We have 2 spells equipped. It will give us another area that we can equip spells in. Usually you get 2. This will give us another +1. And we also deal 2 damage if we have 2 or more spells equipped. We have 2 or more spells equipped. That's +1 damage with every attack. Yes! Okay. I will fear no man, now that we have our dragon pole. It's been a very fighty deck, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should put more clue stuff in, because we're kind of struggling with the clues, to be honest. We are kind of struggling with the clues. Okay. So that's our upkeep. And then Doom approaches. We count that up. That's a 4. Okay. And then we draw from the encounter deck. What do we get? Pushed into the beyond. Revelation. Choose and shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If a copy of that asset is discarded, take 2 horror. Oh my god, we're taking so much fucking horror. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shuffle Shriveling into our deck because we have another Shriveling into our in our hand, so we can play it, and we know that it's not gonna show up again because this will deal damage to us if we pull up another copy of it. It's kind of a convoluted card, but basically what it's asking us to do is we have to get rid of one of our assets. This is an asset, Shriveling. You see up on the top left, it said asset. And then we... Oh, thank you very much, Higzilla, for the bits. Thank you very much for the bits. 67 sinister pyramid bits. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So, firstly, we discard a copy of that. Then we shuffle. We shuffle it. And then we discard 3 cards. So, 1. It's Enchanted Blade. 2. Shriveling. God damn it. 3. Oh, we lost Enchant Weapon. That's such a good spell. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay, so we have to take 2 horror. We're almost dead. We're like at 2 horror. If we take 2 more horror, we die. Like, and that's it. Like, game over, man. Game over. Woo! Thanks for all the support. Thank you very much. 10 out of 10 subs. Thank you very much for the subscription, Higzil. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate that. It's lovely. Yes, get the hype going. God, am I gonna die? Like, am I gonna die like this quickly? This is kind of ridiculous. Oh my god. Right. Well, there we go. So it's kind of awkward. We, like, had to lose an asset, and we took 2 horror, and we had to discard a bunch of cards. That was, like, really rough. God. So, thank you very much for the subscription there for your fat fritters. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Can we get some more hype? Thank you very much. Fewer fritters. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. That's lovely. Okay. So, this is sort of awkward. I don't know whether or not to, like... Do I spend this turn putting out a bunch, like, getting my dragon bow staff out and, like, another spell and then maybe healing myself so I can heal myself using that card, and then set myself for up next turn, begin to actually, oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Decoy. Really appreciate that too. Thank you very much. More hype, guys. We got a hype train, actually, pretty close. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Do you know what? I think we gotta risk it to get the biscuit, honestly. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go for it. So this takes 2 actions to investigate. You must spend 1 additional action to investigate the Ore Library. We're gonna spend 2 actions. We are at 4. We're trying to be 3. We're gonna throw away Spectral Razor. We're gonna burn that for a +1 head. Oh my goodness. Higzilla just gifted 10 subs. Wow, thank you very much. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Get that hype going, guys. Wow, that's a big one. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's very kind of you. Everyone, thank Higzilla. Very kind, very generous. 10 subs. Wow, that's awesome. Really appreciate that. It's incredible. Yep. That's certainly on the way to a hype train, I tell you what. Okay, so we got 3 head, +1, that's 4. We're gonna burn Spectral Razor. That gets us to 5. We're trying to be 3. Let's do it. Yes! Okay. So we do it. We spent 2 actions to get a clue. And because we burned Spectral Razor, it gets burned. Oh, we don't need to be anywhere to, like, advance the act. All we need is 3 clues. Awesome. So let's turn it over. Let's see what happens. You were unable to find Professor Rice, but one of the students you spoke with mentioned a strange man entering Rice's office. Unfortunately, the door leading to the faculty offices is locked at this late hour. The student says that the head janitor, Jazz, might be able to let you in if you can find him. Shuffle the encounter discard pile and the set aside Jazz Mulligan into the encounter deck. Oh my god. So, concerned for Professor Rice's safety, you seek out the head janitor who can let you into the locked sections of the campus. One action. Spend one clue. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. The top 10 instead if there is one player in the game. Okay, thank you. If you discard Jazz Mulligan, resolve his revelation. Okay, cool. So we're looking for Jazz Mulligan. Jazz Mulligan. This game, by the way, is set in the 1920s. Okay, so what happens is we spend our clues. We spend all our clues to get to this next act. And then we find Jazz Mulligan. And he goes into the encounter deck. And we shuffle about. Okay. And that's our action over. Now, there are no enemies around. So we just skip the enemy phase. Then we do upkeep, which is a card and a resource. And then Doom ticks up. Doom ticks up again. Doom approaches. And then we click the encounter. Oh my god, look at that. Fate shines upon us. In our very first pull, we got Jazz Mulligan. Holy hell. We didn't even need to get any more clues. Yes. We may be near death, but fate shines upon us. Look to the west. There is Jazz Mulligan, the head janitor. So, revelation, put Jazz Mulligan into play at your location. Yeah, top decked the Jazz, says Decoy. Exactly. Right, this is actually really good. This is like giving us a lot of breathing room. Jazz, the danger. While Jazz Mulligan is not controlled by an investigator, he gains Parlay, test book. If successful, take control of Jazz Mulligan. While you control Jazz Mulligan, you ignore the text on each unrevealed Miskatonic location. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Huh. Okay, fair enough. Very curious. Is there meant to be more locations? Okay, so we've taken... Oh, no, we haven't taken control of him yet. So he's just here. He's at the Orn Library. Because we got to put him into play at our location. And now we got to parlay with him. So we got to spend 3 turns parlaying. We are not good at parlaying. We're not good at it at all. So firstly, what we're going to do is, we're going to heal, I think, because we're almost dead. He heard Lily's manic cackling as she is slowly losing her lucidity, says Pixie. Yeah, we're going to center ourselves. We've gotten a little bit of breathing room here, so we're going to center ourselves, okay? We're going to center ourselves. We're going to use our discipline ability here. So if you see, I can take 1 action to take 1 damage to heal 3 horror, or take 1 horror to heal 3 damage, and then flip it this card. We're going to take 1 damage to heal 3 horror, okay? So we tick down our health, and then we tick that back up. And we flip it, and yep, so what this means is we've lost a willpower. But after the round ends, if we took no damage or horror this round, we flip it back over. So not this round, because we just took a damage, but next round, if we don't get hurt, then we'll be able to get our head back. Take deep breaths, Lily, says Pixie. Yes, definitely. Parlay. Hey, do you like jazz? Right, so that's our first action. We've healed ourselves. We're not as in danger of dying to horror just yet. Our next action is we're going to talk to Jazz. We need to find out what the hell's going on. So we're going to test our book. Our book is only 2, though. We're, like, really bad at this. So we've got this card, Scene of the Crime, which allows us to discover a clue for free, which is really good. It means we don't have to investigate. But, like, to be honest, we really need more book. We really need more book. So, we're going to burn this for a +1. You can see up in the top left, it has a book. So we're going to burn it. We're going to burn a Scene of the Crime. We've got 2 books. This is a 3 versus a 3. Is there no way for us just to beat him up? I wish there was. Okay, let's go. Oh, it's a -1 at least. We have 8 cards. No, we failed. Oh, man. I actually don't know how the hell we're going to do this. Honestly. This is really rough. Yeah, this is really rough. Okay. God. Right. So. Yeah, that is pretty rough. Yep. So that's our second action. All we can do now is, for our third action, 6, 5, 4, spend 3 resources, and get ready. Like, that's all we can do, I think. That's all we can do, is get ready. Prepare ourselves for some combat. For some martial combat. Everyone just mispronouncing his nickname, says Pixie. Oh my. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. There's no enemies, so upkeep. Right. David Renfield. We can discard him. He's got a book. Alright, and then Doom counts up another one. Oh my god, it's at 6. This is our last round before this ticks over, so we need to be really careful here. Right, let's see what our encounter is. Okay, so it has Surge, which means we draw another one, but before we do, we have to do its Revelation, which is put beyond the Veil of Play into your threat area if there's no copy of the Veil of Play, okay? If your deck has no cards in it, take 10 damage and discard beyond the Veil. Oh, wow, okay. We can't take 10 damage, so now we're on another clock, which is the moment I run out of cards, I get 10 damage, and then that will probably kill me. Right. That's really rough. Also, we draw another card, because this one says Surge, which is a keyword, which means we draw another one. A whippoorwill? Okay, this is a monster, so this is our first enemy. So, this has got aloof. So I'm just going to go through the card, actually, really quick, so you guys know what we're looking at here. So this is the name up at the top, that's Whippoorwill. This number here, you see beside the little fist, this is its fight. So, you know the way we were trying to beat the Stroud value of a location for our investigate? For a fight, we need to beat this value. We need to beat 2. So whenever we're hitting it, we need to get better than 2, basically, between our stats and pulling from the chaos bag. Then, this number here is its health. This is how much damage we need to do to kill it. So this only takes 1 damage, so it's pretty weak, honestly. We can kill it in just like an unarmed attack, because all your attacks just deal 1 damage. Weapons and stuff start to deal more damage. And then this number here beside the little foot on the top right hand side, that is its agility. So we can try and evade monsters that are trying to hit us by testing that. But we're not gonna. Now, this has a couple of keywords like text underneath it. Firstly, it has aloof. What it means is it's not gonna actually hit us. It just hangs around. Annoyingly. It just hangs around. It doesn't engage us and attack us. Then it also has the word hunter. What that means is, during the enemy phase, it will follow us around. Usually monsters just stay in the location that they're in. But if they have the hunter keyword, it means they move around during the enemy phase. They follow us. Then, underneath it says, each investigator at Whippoorwill's location gets -1 head, -1 book, -1 fist, and -1 agility. It's kind of annoying. There's some flavor text from H.P. Lovecraft. It is vowed that the birds are psychopumps, lying in wait for the souls of the dying. So, what this basic monster does, okay, is it hangs around. It won't fight us unless we fight it. It hangs around and just lowers our stats, and then follows us about, lowering our stats, which is really annoying because we don't have very good stats, and we really need to talk to Jazz Mulligan. So that's really irksome. So I think we might fight it, honestly. I think we might fight it and we might hit it. Right, okay. So, that's annoying. Okay. Did we take any damage last turn? Did we? Yeah, we did, actually. Because we did this. Okay, so it's next turn that flips over. Okay. Okay, right. How are we going to do this? So, annoyingly, I don't think we can take any parlay tests while this monster's here. I honestly don't think so. Like, I think that's madness to take tests, because we're, like, at -1 to our set. We're at 1 book. How the hell are we meant to do this? This is bloody impossible. Okay. Okay. I think we have to fight it. So it didn't engage us automatically. Usually monsters do, but because it has the aloof keyword, it didn't. So we have to take an action to engage it. Screw it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our first action to put down a card. We're gonna spend 3 resources, and play Azure Flame. That gives us a spell. Okay. Then for our next action, we're going to engage the Whippoorwill. And what that does is it comes into our threat area here. And then for our next action, we're going to hit the Whippoorwill with our bow staff. So our bow staff gets, so you see here, it has, you fight, you can get +1 fist for this attack for each of your arcane slots that are filled. If at least 2 arcane slots are filled, this attack deals +1 damage. So, this is an arcane slot. You see down in the bottom right-hand side, it has like a little pentagon. It means it fills an arcane slot. You can see here, there's like 2 arcane slots here. So this one's filled, and this one's filled. Which means this is giving us a +2 fight and +1 extra damage. Huzzah! Okay. Right, so this thing here, it gives us -$1 stats. We've got -1 fist. So we're gonna hit it. We've got 4... and then 5, 6, fist. -1 brings us down to 5. So we're going to pull from the chaos bag. -1. That means that we are at 4. We still beat it. We hit the Whippoorwill. Kill it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. And that's our actions done, unfortunately. Unfortunately, just dealing with that one thing has taken up 3 actions. Hit it with the sticks, says Asmodeus. Yes, indeed. And hydration. I will actually hydrate. I will hydrate now. In a moment. Let me get a Coke. God, it is so hot. You can see I'm wearing the spookiest t-shirt. I'm wearing the spookiest t-shirt that I own. Very spooky. Very, very spooky. Whew. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. What are we doing here then? What are we on now? Enemy phase. There are no enemies because we killed the only enemy that was around. Unless you want to count Jazz. And now we go to upkeep. Okay, we draw a card, we take a resource. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Then Doom counts up. We're back to the beginning of the round. Doom counts up. Here it is. But, well, it goes up to 7 and then flip. Okay. And it goes back to 0. The university is dead silent. The shadows coil about your feet as you walk, and you swear there is something following you with each step you take. Is it just your imagination, or is there really someone or something stalking you? Each investigator with 5 or more cards in his or her discard pile takes 1 horror. Each investigator with 10 or more cards in his or her discard pile takes 2 horror. If the players have completed the House Always Wins, which we did do, advance directly to Agenda 2B. If extracurricular activity is the first scenario of the campaign, advance to Agenda 2A. So we did, actually. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. We're looking for 2B. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. 2B's on the other side. Oh, no. Yeah. So we just ignore the next card and we go straight to this. An experiment gone wrong. Okay, well, let's flip it and read it first. Professor Rice's disappearance isn't the only thing amiss at the university. You're unsure exactly what is going on, but you're starting to believe Armitage was right in asking for your help. Oh god, right. Thank you very much for the follow. A cry of fear echoes through the campus, and several students flee from the eastern side of the university, where the science building can be found. Could this commotion be linked to Professor Rice's disappearance? If the dormitory's location is not in play, put it into play. If the experiment is not in play, move it one location, or if the experiment is in play, move it 1 location towards the dormitories. If the experiment is not in play, spawn it in the science building. Okay, right. That's kind of a problem. Oh no. Right, so we gotta do a couple of things. Firstly, the dormitories come out into play. So there's a new location. The dormitories. Which is linked to the Students' Union. Yep, okay. And then next up, the experiment gets spawned in the science building. Oh boy. So this is the experiment. Do you remember that Whippoorwill? Do you remember its stats? It had a 2, a 1, and a 4. Well, this is the experiment. And it has a 4 fight, 7 health, and 2 agility. And it said something went terribly wrong. Something did go terribly wrong. It has the massive keyword, which means that it just attacks everybody on its location. Doesn't really matter as much for us because we're by ourselves. And it says the experiment gets +3 health per investigator. So actually this has got 10 health because there's 1 investigator, me. Force, when the enemy phase begins, ready the experiment. Objective, if the experiment is defeated, advance to 3B. Okay. Screw the bookworm. Screw Jazz, the janitor. If we kill this, then we can just jump past a bunch of acts. 10 damage. Can we kill it? We have to try. Okay. Lily was elected to lead, not the read. We need to try and kill this monster and get through here. We have to save the dormitories. Okay. Right. So, here we go. The beast unleashed. Some kind of wild creature is on the loose. Whatever it is, it appears to be headed towards the university dormitories. Force, when this agenda would advance by reaching its doom threshold, instead remove all doom in play and move the experiment 1 location towards the dormitories. Right. Okay. Decoy says, Lily's got no time for chatting with janitors. There's a big thing to hit with a stick. Exactly. I'm sure the janitor will appreciate that. Exilla says, okay, new game. Every time Discord says play, drink. There's a lot of cards to be played, okay? There's a lot of cards to be played. Oh, jeez, though. Oh, my God. This thing's, like, massive. This thing's huge. Okay, right. So, luckily, I think that this deck, actually, is a little bit more geared towards fighting rather than kind of getting clues and stuff. So this kind of suits us to have like a big monster out there. So the Doom takes over this round, and then we draw. Oh, yeah. Then we draw an encounter card. Ha! Locked door. Actually, there's no clues around at all. So let's just put it here at the Orange Library, because like, who cares? Yeah. Whatever. I don't care about this. I don't care about this space. Too bad. Lock away all you want. Okay. It's our turn. So, this monster is here. We go 1, 2, and then he will... Oh, we didn't take any damage last turn. Ooh. Which means we flip our discipline. Ha! Okay. We've got +1 willpower again. Very nice. We got this. We got this. We got this. It's just a giant rampaging monster trying to kill a dormitory full of students. That's no problem. So here's the thing, though. Oh, God. We're gonna have to take hits from this guy, and I'm kind of worried about it. Right. So we've got 5 willpower and 5 health. If we just run in, guns a-blazing. So how it will work is, right? So we spend our first action to move here. And then we would spend our second action to go there. And then in our third action, we'd hit him for, like, 2 damage. And then he would hit us. Whoops. Then he would hit us. So, I never showed you their damage, actually. The damage that they deal. So, you see down in the bottom left, like just above the picture, there's like 2 hearts, and then there's 2 brains. That's the damage he will hit us for every single turn. Like, without question. If we are engaged with him, if we're in the same location as this monster, that is the damage he will hit us for. And there's no way to get around that unless we have, like, cards. Like, there's, like, a dodge card, for example, that can get you out of those problems. So do we just take the damage? Or do we... Okay. Or do we do this, right? So our bow staff gets better with... Oh, my goodness. Our bow staff gets better with every spell we equip. What if we just equip another spell in order to sort of set us up with a better attack? She can't handle some slaps. Like, I take 2 damage from each one, and then I maybe die. Do I just go for it? Do I just go for it? How much damage can I do each turn? I can do like 2, 4, 6 damage. Like, in theory, I can kill him in 2 turns. But I don't think I can survive. Okay, so... yeah, what we're gonna do is... we're gonna throw out another... yeah, we're gonna throw out another... we're gonna throw out a Shriveling. Yeah, why not? We're gonna throw out a Shriveling. Gonna throw out a Shriveling. With our bonus... area. That will give us another fight. We're gonna kind of set ourselves up. So first action was to move there. Our second action was to play Shriveling. Our third action... do we heal ourselves again? Do you know what, actually? I'm gonna take that back. We're just gonna go for it. Screw this. Wait, no, are we? I'm actually... so I have 4, 5, 6. No, actually, we're gonna play that Shriveling. I'm too much of a coward. No, there's no way. That guy's gonna kill us, dude. He's gonna kill us if we just run in, like, try to fight him. He's gonna kill us. Let's set ourselves up. Let's set ourselves up. And then our last action will be the draw card. Not a card we wanted. Okay. Enemy phase. It does not have Hunter, which means it doesn't move. It actually stays there. We get an upkeep. Not a card we wanted either. Ooh, fuck. Look at all those books we could burn now. We could go talk to... we could go talk to Jazz Mulligan. Do we want to? Do we want to talk with Jazz Mulligan? Do we want to go parlay? No. Screw it. We're going all in on the fight. We're going to fight him. We're going to fight the monsters. Okay. Then Doom ticks up 1. Okay. Right. Encounter. What's this? Visions of future past. Revelation. 5 will. For each point you feel by, discard the top card of your deck. Oh man, I really don't want to do this, because the more we, like, the closer we get to the end, like, if we have no cards in our deck, we immediately take 10 damage, and that will kill us. But on the other hand, like, there's nothing we can do. We've got nothing to commit to this, so it's 4 willpower versus 5. Oh, we gotta get rid of 5 cards. Get rid of that. At least we get rid of our weakness. Get rid of that. That was 3, 4, 5. Oh. Oh, man. All right, okay. That was really bad. Yes, Pixie. Lily has a secret duty to protect the students of the university. Indeed. Decoy says, another vicious blow would be great. Could mean 1 less attack altogether. I know, right? Okay, now it's our turn, and we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go all in. Right, so our first action is to move here. Ah! Okay, let's fucking fight this thing. We've pulled out our bow staff. We have our bow staff. We have, like, 3 spells equipped around us, empowering our, like, stick of doom. And we're gonna fight this goddamn thing. So we move in, and we're gonna hit it. So, our first attack. We're going to use our bow staff. We get 4 attack. We've got our fist. Then, this gives us a +1 for each of our arcane slots filled. That's 1, 2, 3. So we're at 7 attack. And we're also going to deal 1 extra damage. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to throw in this skill card, the Vicious Blow. And you can see here, this gives us another fist icon. And if you read the text, it says, if this skill test is successful during that attack deals +1 damage. With a sickening smack, he struck the abomination over and over until at last it stopped moving. So we're going to throw that in, which means our 7 goes up to an 8, and we're going to get an extra damage. So our bow staff gives us +1 extra damage. So, okay, so let's start from the bottom. We always deal 1 damage with an attack. Then our bow staff gives us 1 extra damage. And then Vicious Blow gives us another extra damage, which means we can deal 3 damage to this monster if we succeed. We're on 8, so we should succeed. Cultist. 14. Yeah. -3 if there are 10 or more cards in your discard pile. So this is a -3 to our 8, which puts us to 5, which is better than a 4. Which is better than a 4. So we hit the monster. We succeed in our skill test. We hit it for 3 damage. Okay. Hooah! Right. Let's put a little health bar on it here, so that we know. Okay. There it goes. That's our second action. Okay. Right. Our last action. We're gonna hit it with a stick. Okay, let's do it again. Unfortunately, this got burned. We're only dealing 2 damage this time. But if we can hit it, that'd be really good. -3. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. -3 puts us to 4, which hits it again. So we've hit it for another 2 damage. That's 5. We've hit it for 5 damage. We've got it half health. Okay, right. Right, we've been building up all game, learning spells and getting sticks. It's paying off now. Okay. Right, and that's our phase done. Unfortunately, that's all our actions. Okay. Okay. Enemy phase. It hits back. It hits us for 2 damage and 2 horror damage. And we're on 5. So we go down to 3 and 3. We're pretty close to death, but we gotta do this. We gotta do this. The worst part is, I think we have to endure another attack. Oh, God. Right. Upkeep phase. What do we draw? Promise of power. Good. Though it would have been nice to get a vicious blow. And then the beginning of the new round. The Beast Unleashed. Counts up to 2. It says, when this agenda would advance by reaching its doom threshold, instead remove all the doom and move the experiment 1 location towards the dormitories. Which is what it does. Oh, hey, we never actually revealed this location when we moved here. We were too eager to fight. So I will do that right now. I should have done this at the beginning of the last turn. The science building dominates the eastern side of the campus. Its windows are dark, save for a lone window. Save for a lone window shining faintly in the corner of the basement. Oh, so when we played this, we should have put the set aside alchemy labs in play. Although to be honest, I don't think we're going to no alchemy labs. We're kind of a little bit busy. We're kind of busy right now. But the alchemy labs, I'm gonna guess, goes here. It's linked. Okay, awesome. So there's apparently we can go to alchemy labs here, but like we're busy. But because this ticked over, the monster goes to here. It's moving closer and closer to the dormitories. Okay, and then we draw our encounter. A monster? Oh man. We've drawn a Yithian Observer. So it's got 4 attack as well. It's got 4 health. Jeez. Okay, force. When Yithian Observer attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If you cannot, Yithian Observer deals 1 damage and 1 horror. That's really rough. So we drew it. It doesn't have a loof. Remember the Whippoorwill had a loof? This card does not. So we draw it and we engage it. It engages us automatically. Now it doesn't hit us until the enemy phase. Unfortunately, unfortunately now we gotta fight this thing. It's getting in the way. We're trying to hunt down this experiment. Okay, right. We just gotta hit it. So attack number 1. Because our first action is just gonna be the attack. We're just gonna attack this goddamn Yithian Observer. So let's hit it. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4 plus 1. Okay, we hit it. We hit it for our 2 damage from our bow staff. Excellent. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to hit it again. 7 versus 4. -1. We hit it. We kill it. Okay, awesome. Now, we actually don't discard this one, this Yithian Observer. Because it says victory 1 in big bold on the text. And what that means is we add it to the victory display. Yay! And we get experience for each thing on the victory display. So this has victory 1, which means we gain 1 experience for having killed this thing. We get the trophy. Yay! Oh boy. Oh my god, it's thirsty work. It's a very hot day. Or evening facing the experiment. Okay. So. Goodness. Right. We've got 1 more action. I am not chasing the experiment. Because what will happen is, we run forward, we get in the same area as it, we end our actions, because we've got no more actions to take, and then it hits us. So, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go chase after it. What I will do instead, what shall I do instead? I think no. Oh god, I don't know what to do. Do we just draw a card, and we see if we can get... Maybe, so Pixie says heal. I was thinking that, right? I was thinking what I could do is I could take a damage. I could take 1 direct damage to heal myself 3 horror. But here's my thinking. So, yes, because so far it feels like the encounter deck is mostly kind of dealing horror damage to us. So we kind of want to be resistant against that. But I'm kind of worried that, like, out of nowhere, we'll just take 2 physical damage and die. Plus, if we take a damage, we do go down to 2, and that monster will be able to kill us if we end up on the same turn as it. I think we need, yeah, I think we need to tank another hit from it. So, I think we just draw a card. I think we just draw a card, see if we can draw into our Vicious Blow to get another extra little sneaky damage. That is not, nope, that's not what we needed. But there we go. So, there we are. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, do you know what we should have done? We should have played David Renfield. Because he has health and he could have tanked some damage for us, actually. That would have been really handy. Because he's an ally. You see down at the bottom there, he's got like a health and a horror. That means you can actually place damage on him. Okay, but anyway. We drew a card, we tried to go for it, but we did not. Right, so we go to upkeep. It's another, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're actually at our max hand. And then Doom takes up 1. Oh god. And then we draw an encounter card. The experiment is dead next turn. It's not. It's got 5 health. I need to deal 5 damage. And I've only got 2 attacks. Remember, we were only able to deal an extra damage because of Vicious Blow, but we don't have a Vicious Blow anymore. Okay, we draw an encounter. A Whippoorwill. Okay, this is actually fine right now. It's gonna be really annoying next turn, but it's fine for right now. So I'm very burpy, by the way. I'm drinking a lot of Coca-Cola. Right. That was a really good pull, I think. That was, like, really lucky. Ugh. Let's go for him. First action. Move in. Oh, Jesus. We should have played David Renfield. Because he could have just immediately tanked 2 hits and died. Okay. We move in with our first action. Our second action. We hit. Let's hit this bad boy. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3. -2. That is 2 damage. So he goes up to 7. Remember, so he has 7 health, but then it says in the text, the experiment gets +3 health per investigator. The little head means per investigator, which means this actually has 10 health. So we've dealt 2 damage to it. And then our next attack, our last action, is just going to be to attack again. Unless we move here, because then it's going to move there automatically next turn. No, yeah, we're gonna go to the Students' Union. We're gonna run to the Students' Union. We gotta protect them. We gotta protect the students. Even at this late hour, you can hear a muffled chatter from inside the Students' Union. Perhaps one of the students will know where Professor Rice is. No! Oh! You can't move. So if we do anything other than attack or evade, the monster will hit us for damage. Anyway, because it does that. It strikes out at you and hits you if you do anything other than attack or evade. So we're gonna have to we're just gonna try and hit it again. Yeah, damn. Okay, let's go for it. So it's 7 against 4. Yeah, -3 puts us to 4. And if you're equals pequals, you get it. So you succeed. So we hit it for another 2, which puts it up to 9. 7, 8, 9. Okay. Enemy fears. It hits us for 2 horror and 2 damage, bringing us down to 1. Ah! Okay. Right, we're on 1 health, 1 horror. I swear to God, if this encounter deck kills us, I'm gonna be very annoyed. This counts up to 2, which means that then the experiment moves on to here, to the Students' Union. Oh, God. We gotta stop this thing. We draw an encounter card. Please don't be bad. Put beyond the veil into play. If there is no, but there is already. It's got surge, so we draw another one. Oh, a Yithian Observer. Oh no, I think this slows us down for a turn. Oh, no. I think this slows us down. Oh, God. So, yeah, we have to kill this guy. God damn it. Okay, right. So, yeah, because if we move, he'll hit us for 1 damage. He deals a blood and a horror. If we do anything other than fight him or evade him, we could evade him, move, and then attack. But, like, we don't have very good foot, right? We don't have very good foot. We're like 3. It's like got a 3. So we could try and roll an evade him, and then he'll, like, disengage us, and then we can run and fight the experiment. Or we can try and take 2 actions, kill him guaranteed, and then move down. But or not move down. Play David Renfield will be our action. But if we do that, we have to take another draw from the encounter deck. I think that's our only option. Okay. Plus, we get an experience if we kill him, so that's kind of an upside. Okay, right. So we're gonna fight him. So he's on 4. We're on 7. Let's do it. +1. Okay, so we hit him for 2 damage. Okay, 1 more attack. Oh, what's this? Oh, +2. After this test ends, so this is like our special. This is a good one. This is the Elder Sign. You see, we've got a special effect. +2. After this test ends, flip a broken discipline you control to its unbroken side. We don't have a broken discipline, but okay. Yeah, you're right, actually, Pixie. Shit, you're right. Yeah, I could have played Promise of Power. Actually, that would have been a really good evade action. But unfortunately, I did not. I forgot about it. But yeah, no, that's fair point. I could have just played that instead and then evaded. Well, we kill him, and at least we do get the token of another XP. So I think that's kind of greedy, I guess. It's kind of greedy, but, you know, go for it. Okay, and then as our last action, we're going to spend 2 resources. We're going to play David Renfield out there. He's the esteemed eschatologist. So he's going to be like, hey, what's going on? Hey there, Roxy. This is Arkham Horror. It's a card game, but you play it against, like, the AI, like, against the deck. Pixie says, Lily is just all about hitting things with sticks. What can you do? I know, right? That's how it feels, anyway. Okay, right. That's our actions over. We gotta hope that we can survive the next encounter draw. So then it's the enemy phase. Nothing moves, nothing attacks. Okay. Okay. Doom counts up 1. This is it. This is like the last action. Like, this is the last round, no matter what happens. Because if we don't stop this monster, it's going to get to the dormitories and kill all these students. We draw the encounter. What have we got? Peril. You must attach light of afforgement to either the current agenda or the current act. Treat all damage as direct damage and all horror as direct horror. Okay, so what this means... God, this is kind of annoying. Direct damage and direct horror is damage that is dealt to me, to Lily, to the player, the guy, the person I'm playing. I'm playing chill. I am Lily Chen, okay? So that's direct damage always goes to me. But when I take damage just normally, I can deal it to David Renfield. See, he's got damage on him. And if I had like some armor or something, it would come with like some health that I could then apply damage to. But what this card is saying is that all damage I take, I can't apply it to David. I have to take it on, which means that I have to deal to like the 1 health and horror I have left. It's actually not a big deal right now. Honestly, that's kind of like probably the best thing that I could have drawn, because I don't want to take any more damage. Basically, like, I don't want to take any more damage. Like, we have to move forward. We have to kill the experiment, and hopefully it works. Okay, so this is it. We move as our first action. We face the experiment. And we really hope that this'll end the mission, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack it, and we're going to throw everything. I'm going to throw... No, I'm not going to throw... I was going to throw a Promise of Power, but you know what? We've got 1 more attack after this one. If this one doesn't work, then we're going to go all out. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to attack. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, flip the location. That's right. Thank you very much, Decoy. I forgot. Students' Union. Even at this late hour, you can hear a muffled chatter from inside the Students' Union. Perhaps one of the students will know where Professor Rice is. Meanwhile... So, fourth, after Student Union is revealed, put aside the dormitories into play. We can take 2 actions to heal 1 damage and 1 horror. Not anymore. Okay. Hello there, Scython. Good evening indeed. Right. So the monster. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna go for it. So our second action is to attack. Let's do this. We draw. We got 7. It's got 4. We hit it. We hit it for 2. We hit it for 2 damage, which brings it up to 11. Which means it has 10 health. We kill it. Woo! Yes. Okay. If the experiment is defeated, advance the Act 3B. Ha! Get clues and talk to janitors? I think not. Let's just kill our way to victory. Alright. So that's 2A. So we can just ignore that now. We don't care about that. 3A. Campus safety. Whew. You have only moments to react. You could warn the students in the dormitories and escort them to safety, or continue your task of searching the faculty offices for Professor Rice, or perhaps you could try to slay the beast that threatens the campus. We slew the beast! The beast is slain, like Gaston would say. So this is 3B, the beast's death. The monstrous creature lets out a terrible shriek as it succumbs to its wounds and collapses onto the ground. A foul odor emanates from the corpse as its flesh begins to bubble and froth. Your relief turns to disgust as the body begins to shrink and disintegrate. Minutes later, the body has almost entirely evaporated into a sticky mass and the awful odor has vanished. Inside the remnants of the creature's body, all you can find is a set of bones, the skeletal structure of a canine. Ooh, how curious. And then it says there, Resolution 3. So we go to Resolution 3. We have succeeded, I think. Feels like a success. Sometimes you don't know with this game. Okay. Resolution 1. Resolution 2. Resolution 3. Oops. No, I accidentally skipped. Okay. After defeating the strange and terrifying creature from the Department of Alchemy, you rush to the faculty offices to find Professor Rice. By the time you get to his office, there is no sign of him anywhere. In your campaign log, record that Professor Warren Rice was kidnapped. In your campaign log, record that the experiment was defeated, and each investigator earns XP equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. Okay, right, so firstly we have to record that Professor Warren was kidnapped. We have not been, so yeah, Dr. Francis Morgan was kidnapped before. In our previous mission, we didn't get to him. Or at least we didn't rescue him. And once again, Dr. Warren Rice was kidnapped. We're not good. We're not good at saving these guys. We are really not good at saving these guys. We're like very poor at our job of rescuing professors. The experiment was defeated. Okay, very nice. The experiment was defeated. Awesome. Okay. And then record the XP. So, we got 1 for this guy, for the Yithian Observer, and we got 1 for this Yithian Observer. Now, here's the thing. So you'll notice, this area here has Victory 1 on it, down in the bottom right-hand corner. What that means is, if you reveal all the clues on a location, you also get the XP for this area. It goes to the victory display. So, we also get that. So we've gained 3 XP, which, honestly, like, isn't bad. It's pretty good. So we have 7 XP overall, because we got 4 XP in the last scenario. I've spent 2 of it, so we got 3 XP, so we're up to 4 unspent, because there's still 1 XP left over. Ooh, okay. Not bad. Oh, the experiment also has victory too, so it does. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. Get that up to 4, 5, 6, and this up to 9. Very nice. Oh yeah, just a little bit of Lily Chen kicking ass and taking names. Hell yeah. Hitting things with sticks. Extraordinaire. You want someone fined? Don't hire Lily Chen. You want a big monster killed? Lily Chan's your gal. Hell yeah. Nice. Not bad, right? Not bad. Okay, that went pretty well. That went pretty well. Phew, it is hot. It is hot. I'm in front of a lot of studio lights. And it is very warm. I'm gonna turn up the fan. Tell me if you can, if it's interacting with the audio in a bad way. Let me know. Right. So that's it. I mean, like, that's the scenario. We've just completed it. We've done the house always wins already. which we failed at. And now we have an interlude. Ooh, okay. Let's do the interlude. Armitage's fate. Okay, let's do it. Check campaign log. If the investigators were unconscious for several hours, read Armitage's fate 1. Were we? We had a drink. So we had a drink. The O'Banians has a bone to pick with us. Dr. Francis Morgan was kidnapped. Dr. Warren Rice was kidnapped, and the experiment was defeated. So no, we were not unconscious for several hours, which is good. Okay. So otherwise, skip the fate 2. Okay, Armitage's fate. Let me get a little sip here before I begin my voice acting. When you arrive at Dr. Armitage's home in Southside, you find him sitting at his desk, pale-faced and sweating with worry. He is grateful to you for searching for his colleagues, but he doesn't look relieved. With a long pause, he straightens his glasses and explains, I'm afraid I must apologize. There's something I didn't mention to you earlier. Dr. Armitage then spins a tale you would scarcely believe had it not been for your harrowing experiences earlier that night. Okay, so, in your campaign log, record that the investigators rescued Dr. Henry Armitage. Okay. I didn't know that there was an option not to rescue him, because he didn't need rescued, I thought. Armitage was rescued. Okay, awesome, cool. Very nice. And then any one investigator may choose to add Dr. Henry Armitage to his or her deck. This card does not count towards your deck size. It can be fun. Okay, cool. Let's see, is he here? Dr. Henry Armitage. Yeah, here he is. So let's have a look at him. So he's the head librarian. He costs us 2 resources to play, and he has 2 question marks, actually, which would be pretty good to burn. Oh no, robot time. Oh my god, bad robot time. Will you guys tell me when the robot stops? Beep, 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 beep. Tell me when the robot stops, please. I'm just gonna read the card, though, so you don't need non-robot here. After you draw a non-weakness card, discard that card and exhaust Dr. Henry Armitage. Gain 3 resources. So you can discard a card to gain 3 resources. That's not bad at all. Armitage knew he would be meddling with terrible powers, yet saw that there was no other way to annul the deeper and more malign meddling which others had done before him. H.P. Lovecraft, The Dunwich Horror. Was it my 5 minutes of omniscient goodness? Oh my goodness. Was it throughout the voice act? Was the voice acting disrupted? I think we're gonna add him to our deck. If anything, he's like a +2 question marks for a skill check, I guess, which is pretty good. Okay. The story continues in Scenario 2, the Miskatonic Museum. What do you guys think? Do we play another one, or do we call it there? What do you guys think? Do we play Scenario 2, or do we just call it? It's pretty hot out. It's pretty hot out. I mean, I think I could go for another. I don't know. I don't know how long it is. Yeah, maybe we will. Yeah. I think we'll call it there because it's getting really warm. What I intend to do is I intend on streaming again next week. In September, what you should find is that I actually try and get a streaming schedule done, like an actual streaming schedule. Whoa! For now, it's a little bit more intermittent, but maybe Monday? Maybe Monday I will stream? I'm not sure if there's anything coming up. I think I might be working on a video on Monday. It's kind of the awkward part, because I sort of, like, I work on videos throughout the week, so it's hard to tell when I'll have free time. Yeah, so there'll be another stream at some stage next week. I've got a Twitter, I have a YouTube, where I put my messages up, and I have a Discord as well if you want to keep up. I've got a Discord, and of course, follow me on Twitch if you want to find out when I'll next be streaming Scenario 2, the Miskatonic Museum. Also, there will be a YouTube channel set up, that I will say that will have basically the archives of these, because for some reason Twitch takes them down randomly. So yeah. I'll be uploading these to YouTube now, so if there are any you miss, if you wanted to check them out, You can check them out there. Okay, but the Miskatonic Museum is the next one, and it looks like there is is that a monster flying out of a window? So I mean, if anything, we're gonna get to use our sticks, and what I'm gonna do, like off camera, is I'm gonna spend that XP. I'm gonna spend that the 6 XP we have that's unspent. I'm gonna spend that on something good, and I'll come with a stronger deck. Yeah. Okay, Asmodeus is asking raid time. I see no reason why not. Let us do so. Let's do it. Okay. Let's raid somebody. I wouldn't read anything into the box art, says Decoy. Who would expect a monster in these games? I know, right? It's very unlikely. Very unlikely. Right, let's raid somebody. Let's raid somebody. Who to raid though? Who to raid? Uck, I know. Let us raid. Okay, I've got it. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Okay. Sorry, I'm still not an old hand at this at all. You think I was though, or it should be rather. Not that I am. I should be. Thank you very much for the follow there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Discourse Airs raid time. Yes, indeed, Discourse Airs. Let's gear up. Let us gear up. Okay. My computer is very poor. It's not built for streaming. It's not built for streaming at all. Let's do this. How the hell do I read? Here we go. All right, okay. I'm very bad at this. I really am. I'm still getting used to everything. Okay, we're gonna... Okay, let's do this, Discourse Airs. Let's start a raid. Get ready. Obviously, be nice as well when you arrive there. And extol the virtues of monsters. Let's do this. Alright, thanks everybody. I'll see y'all next time. Hit me up with a follow if you want to find out when the next stream is, or pay attention to my socials. Let's do this. We're reading Froggy.
Discord sent you. Thank you so much. Welcome in. I am the frog. Hang on, we can have 2 defenders. There you go. How you doing? What was Discourse doing? Tabletop sim. What was tabletopping? What was on the table? You've joined us at the right time. I've just spent like 3 hours chatting absolute shit.